Biome has the word bio inside of it because nothing defines a biome better than the life that lives inside of it. Um, well, that and its climate, and I guess more specifically how life adapts to the climate in order to thrive inside the biome. Anyhow, today we're talking about terrestrial biomes in particular. Terra means earth or land, so naturally a terrestrial biome would mean a land-based biome. First biome we'll be discussing today is the tundra. This place is like really cold, with the temperature ranging from 16 degrees Celsius all the way down to negative 40 degrees. Anyways, if there was ever a place not to grow a garden, this would be it. The conditions are really against the propagation of plant life because 1, there's very little rain year-round, and 2, the soil is frozen. So any root-based plants are basically completely out of the picture because the permafrost would prevent the roots from ever reaching any nutrients to begin with. So all you really have in terms of plant life in the tundra are low-growing plants that don't have root systems and stay near the ground where it is the warmest, like moss or lichen. In terms of animals, they have adapted with thick fur, like that of polar bears, and with fat skin, like that of seals. Simple enough. Moving on to a slightly less cold climate, though that is admittedly saying very little, we have the boreal forest, or taiga. Trees actually do grow here, just barely. For while it is indeed also really cold, with the temperature being negative 5 degrees Celsius to 5 degrees, the trees in this biome have these waxy needle leaves that allow them to retain water better. This combined with the fact that there is a little more rain than the tundra, there's very little evaporation in this biome, just barely allows trees to live in this biome. In terms of animal life, it's about the same as the tundra. Thick fur in it. And then you have the rainforest. Well, specifically the temperate and tropical ones. And please, mind the difference. It can get pretty confusing. First, we're going to be talking about temperate rainforests, which are found near the tropics, generally. Anyways, temperate rainforests have temperate weather, which is really just another way of saying they have mild temperature, which is really just a vague way of saying that the biome has normal weather, cold in the winter and warm in the summer. Shockingly, temperate rainforests have a lot of rain, so even though the soil isn't the best quality in this biome, there's still a lot of plant life. Due to these conditions, temperate rainforests have large biodiversity, but nothing compared to that of the tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforests lie near the equator and don't have temperate weather. Rather, they're pretty consistently hot year-round with a temperature between 20 and 30 degrees Celsius. Another difference from the temperate rainforests is that tropical rainforests have even more rain. These two conditions allow for the tropical rainforest to have even more biodiversity. In fact, around half of all the terrestrial species in the world live in the tropical rainforest. In case y'all haven't realized what that math means, yes, the tropical rainforest is the most biodiverse biome in the world. Unfortunately, since the tropical rainforest is so productive, there's been a big target in logging, legal and illegal, leading to large amounts of deforestation. In terms of how species are adapted to the biome, we have to talk about the layers of rainforests. The top layer, the emergent layer, is where all the tallest trees you can find are. A lot of birds of prey are here as well because they're light and can be supported by the weight of the weak upper branches. The height allows them to see prey below. Below that you have the canopy, where you can find snakes, monkeys, and birds still. This layer is still high up and there's less extreme weather conditions as the leaves block from the wind and sunlight. Below that, naturally, is the under canopy. There's lianas on this level. There are these woody vines that grow up trees from the ground level in order to get more sunlight. Finally, on the forest floor, there's not a lot of light here, so you mainly just see shrubs and ferns here, plants that require less light. Generally speaking, the trees you find in both rainforests have curved leaves, allowing water to drop off their tips in order to prevent overhydration. This stands in stark contrast to evolutionary gymnastics boreal trees have to go through to propagate themselves with the 20 inches of water they get each year. In terms of animals, there's two main ways they have adapted to the rain. Some animals developed water-resistant coats, like those of beavers and capybaras, to counteract the grand amount of rain in the environment. Other animals go down a more embracing route, like amphibians, who have, rather contrastingly, water-permeable skin, which allows them to be hydrated just by having the rain touch it. Them. Next up for biomes, we have the woodland/shrubland. They're characterized by their extreme weather, having hot, dry summers and rainy winters. With such diverse climate, species must be drought-resistant and water-resistant. In terms of plants, we see waxy curved leaves this time, to guard the water it has in dry times and to keep excess water from penetrating in wet times. Very versatile. We see these types of leaves in shrubs and trees here. In terms of animals, you can find a lot of ones that burrow, like rabbits and lizards, who go underground to find some more consistent temperature than the hellish conditions on the surface. Another good strategy is just leaving. Yeah, a lot of animals just migrate whenever the dry season comes or whatever time of the year isn't preferable to them. Moving on to the next biome, we have savannas. And for every one difference there is between savannas and shrublands, there's about a dozen similarities. Principally, though, savannas have more trees and grass, while shrublands have more, well, shrubs. This is because the weather is more predictable and follows a more set pattern than the shrublands, which allows more species of plants than just shrubs, which can exist almost anywhere. In terms of animals, though, it's just about the same, just burrowing and migrating all the same. And then the final biome we have are the subtropical deserts. These are simple to understand. They're hot, they're dry, and they have virtually no biodiversity. Seems like a perfect place to put a succulent. Yeah, cactus and succulents as a whole work so well because they have all the right evolutionary traits for a dry environment. Dry, waxy spikes, the ability to conserve water, and long roots that allow them to tap into the water sources deep under the ground. That's the end of the information.